UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello there and welcome to UBC News Tonight, this Tuesday, the 23rd day of June 2026. But first, let's have a look at our top stories. Prime Minister Nabanja agrees with music promoters on government 7 billion shillings disbursement to SACCOs. Machinde Chief Magistrate's Court denies bail to opposition politician and lawyer Salongo Arias Lukwago. Opposition political parties condemned government's decision to deny Kenyan lawyer Martha Karua entry and her deportation. And the EC chairperson Justice Biawa Kamal calls for peaceful voting in the Kalangala Parliamentary Woman Member of Parliament by election. Hello there and welcome once again. We're coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. I am Rukidi Kiijjanangoma. News just in. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has hosted former Israeli hostage Gilbert Well at State House Entebbe nearly 50 years after the 1976 Entebbe airport hijack. Well, now 78, returned to Uganda with family and friends and visited the old Entebbe International Airport Terminal where he and other passengers were held during the ordeal. Now, President Yoweri Museveni said the hijacking was tragic, but noted that the Israeli rescue operation also weakened Idi Amin's image of power and fear. Well described his return to Uganda after nearly 5 decades as deeply emotional. Other news now, and the Vice President of Uganda, Jessica Lupo, has presided over the closing ceremony of a 9-day induction retreat for ministers, permanent secretaries, accounting officers and the clerk to Parliament, with a strong call for integrity and loyalty in the execution of their duties. The retreat was officially opened by the President on June the 15th, 2026 and refocused on enhancing effective public service delivery and accountability.
The 9 days induction for the newly appointed members of cabinet and their permanent secretaries, clerk to Parliament and accounting officers of agencies has concluded.
Let's move out of this retreat with positive energy.
The retreat, which commenced on Monday 15th June 2026, was opened by the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
We began by examining presentations relating to the theme on the structure of government and the whole-of-government approach. And the presentations explained the concepts and characteristics of the state. and highlighted the executive, the legislature, and judiciary as the three arms of government.
The participants were inducted on governance, leadership, ethics, and development.
Therefore, I expect expeditious execution of your mandate in the delivery of services to our people and driving our economy to prosperity.
The Vice President of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo, emphasized realization of the Fourth National Development Agenda and fast-tracking of Uganda's Vision 2040 during the closing ceremony.
The Fourth National Development Plan 4 consolidates the country's vision through the first phase of Uganda's 10-fold growth strategy aimed at accelerating socio-economic transformation through agro-industrialization.
She tasked the new energies to shelter efforts towards accelerating Vision 2040, the African Union Agenda 2063, and Sustainable Development Goals.
Honorable Ministers, dear friends, planning must be accompanied by measurable targets, effective monitoring mechanisms, and regular evaluation to ensure that public resources are utilized efficiently and that government interventions achieve their intended impact.
The Vice President also tasked public servants to be champions of public integrity and civility.
As custodians of public trust, you are expected to demonstrate the highest standards of professionalism, transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct. Public confidence in government institutions depends greatly on your commitment to these principles. You must stamp out corruption and impunity, which are major obstacles to effective governance and service delivery. And you should provide strategic oversight, uphold integrity, and ensure accountability in all public institutions. Both cabinet ministers and permanent secretaries must lead by example, set the tone, comply with leadership code requirements, and support efforts to strengthen public trust and improve service.
During the induction, participants, including ministers and permanent secretaries, conducted familiarization field tours to Hoima City Stadium, the Albertine Cabrini, and Kabalega International Airport. Effective monitoring and implementation of the parish development model, EMIOGA, and other programs geared towards financial inclusion and flagship initiatives like the universal primary education, universal secondary education, peace and security, health for all, and agro-industrialization were also emphasized during the induction. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Thanks, Robert Onyango, for that story there. Now, let's go back to our first story, the headline story, where President Yoweri Museveni has hosted former Israeli hostage Gilbert Whale at State House Entebbe, nearly 50 years after the 1976 Entebbe airport hijacking. Now, Whale is now 78 and he has returned to Uganda with his family and friends, and he has also visited the old Entebbe airport terminal where he and other passengers were held during the ordeal. Now, President Museveni said the hijacking was tragic, yes, but also noted that the Israeli rescue operation also weakened Idi Amin's image and power of power and fear. Whale also described his return to Uganda after nearly 5 decades as deeply emotional. Take a watch.
Parce qu'on a tout.
Both latitude
and
altitude.
Et altitude.
So that means we have got very strong agriculture.
On a une agriculture très forte à cause de toutes ces circonstances.
Very strong. We have a lot of minerals.
Très fort. On a aussi des minéraux, beaucoup.
Then we have fresh water.
Yeah, de l'eau fraîche.
Those lakes.
Les lacs. On a plusieurs lacs.
The resources of the fresh lake, fresh water.
Les ressources de l'eau fraîche.
The fish, the what?
Yeah, de pêche, des poissons.
Then the forests.
Les forêts.
And then the human resource.
Et les sources humaines.
So all that is translates into products.
Tout ce que nous avons, ça peut être traduit dans les produits.
Like agriculture, agro-processing.
Comme processeur d'agriculture, tous les produits d'agriculture.
If you want to process like fruits.
Si vous voulez faire une usine de fruits ou quelque chose.
Or coffee.
Ou le café.
Anything agricultural.
N'importe quoi dans l'agriculture, c'est possible.
Or milk.
Ou de lait.
Anything.
Tout ce que vous voulez.
The raw materials are there. The problem has
Toutes
been.
Les matériaux de base sont ici. Les produits de base sont ici.
The problem has been exporting unprocessed raw materials. So with that, really, there's a lot of potential here.
Oui. Avec tout ça, le potentiel c'est énorme ici en Ouganda.
Yes, for my father, it's a very emotional moment. 50 years ago, he left his place under very different circumstances. Today, he returns not as a hostage, but as a guest. On behalf of my father, Gilbert Weil, and our entire family, I would like to thank you, Your Excellency, for your kind invitation and the warm welcome we have received.
First of all, I'm very excited to be here. Actually, I was here 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, with a whole group of American leaders. We was here together from America, religious leaders, and today I'm together with all this wonderful family. And we've chosen to be in Uganda as the 100th country, and we feel very honored, and we see this place for future, for spirituality.
That's already, of course, President Yoweri Museveni meeting former Israeli hostage Gilbert Weil at State House, and of course the visit comes up nearly about more than 50 years since that ordeal happened at Entebbe International Airport. To other news now, the Prime Minister Robin Nabanja has hit a common ground with music promoters in which government has agreed to implement the disbursement of the 7 billion shillings to their circles. Now this is part of the 10 billion shillings donation to the sector by the President, which has been delayed by issues of corruption and leadership gaps among the beneficiaries. We have more in this story.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, has convened a stakeholders meeting with music promoters. PM Nabanja was flanked by Minister for Local Government, Baramba Rugahara, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, retired Lieutenant General Henry Tumukunde, and General Wilson Mbasumbati, Minister State for Trade. The meeting centered on the 10 billion shilling donation from the President of Uganda to the music promoters, namely Uganda Music Promoters Circle, Uganda Beverly Promoters Circle, and Kampala and Beyond Promoters Circle.
Sidelining of some of the music promoters adopted the ISO report on the disbursement of 7 billion, Uganda Promoters Circle, UMPS 3.115662.
So far, government has disbursed shillings 3 billion to this arrangement.
His Excellency the President promised you 10 billion. And so far 3 billion has already been paid.
In the May 2025 resolutions, it was agreed that the State House Anti-Corruption Unit reversed concerns of mismanagement.
State House Anti-Corruption to investigate why funds were removed from the music promoter circle, although the money was returned with a view of identifying the culprits and taking appropriate action as per the directive of His Excellency the President.
Government is holding the 7 billion shillings, and the meeting sought to get a clear direction on how the funds can be utilized.
The thieves returned the money. I do not think that that was enough. Who were these thieves, and who was supporting them in government?
Government has committed to support the music and art industry during this engagement.
But what our group in the cooperatives has been doing has been to organize them so that they have good governance, good board members, and then so that sente zitugenda kubawa zisobole okuyamba abantu bonna for the reason they ask for it. And wasabye bunuva wano
zino sente z'omwazifunye zagenze nezange mugenda kuzipangira organizing mukore mundage ebyo mwagala kukola ng'ekyo kyengambye you have to make a very powerful recording studio, state of the art.
After receiving commitments reports from all the free promoters circles, government has okayed the payment of the remaining funds.
The meeting has been held today. The money and what we are going to use the money for has been identified and everything is clear. So today I'm signing a letter so that you can have access to your money.
Kampala and beyond will get $1 billion, another circle will get 2.8 billion, another circle will get 2.6 billion, based on number. But I want to thank in a special way His Excellency the President for giving these promoters, whom I belong to, the promoters' family, for giving them city capital so that they can promote art and music in Uganda.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Now, a section of opposition political parties has condemned the government decision to deny Kenyan lawyer Martha Karua entry into Uganda and order her immediate deportation. Speaking during a joint press conference held at the offices of the People's Front for Freedom in Katonga, the party's Vice President for Uganda, Lulume Baiga, called on the government to reverse the entry ban imposed on Karua and return her communication gadgets. Farida Nafka reports.
A section of opposition political parties, including the People's Front for Freedom, the Uganda People's Congress, the Democratic Front and the People's Progressive Party and others, issued a statement condemning the government's decision to block Senior Counsel Martha Karua from entering Uganda. Karua arrived in the country yesterday but was denied entry and barred from leaving Entebbe International Airport. The veteran lawyer and politician was subsequently deported and reportedly banned from returning to the country.
Immediate reversal of the declaration of Senior Counsel Martha Karua persona non grata. Karua will not be allowed into this country. If that Uganda should be committed to the rule of law, the regional integration, and the legal profession must be more than a rhetoric. Targeting lawyers and undermining the justice system should not be allowed.
The president of the Uganda People's Congress, Jimmy Akena, expressed concern over the incident, saying it undermines the spirit of regional cooperation and integration within the East African community.
About East African integration, I think the president has been so much on East African integration and the need for these East African countries to come together. Ugandans face the embarrassment of deporting a great international jurist or a great international figure who has stood on the side of justice for a lifetime, getting news for the wrong reason. We talk about integration, but we're trying to disintegrate even our own country. We're disintegrating our own politics.
The Deputy President for Eastern Uganda, the Democratic Front, Pascal Amriat, and the chairperson of the People's Progressive Party, Saddam Gaira, also condemned the manner in which Dr. Kizza Besigye's lead counsel was deported.
As we are talking of the East African Federation, we can't even allow movement of professionals. We can't allow lawyers to move across the East African community. What happens to our lawyers going into other spaces? Into Kenya, into Tanzania? Do they reciprocate? Should Kenya reciprocate? That we also do not want your lawyers to come to Kenya.
To Kalangala district now, where the Electoral Commission Chairperson Justice Simon Mugenyi Byabakama has called upon stakeholders in the Kalangala Parliamentary Woman Member of Parliament by-election to be peaceful and ensure a violence-free election. However, during the harmonization meeting, the stakeholders tasked the security agencies to be neutral so as not to incite violence in the Wednesday, June 24th voting day.
The Electoral Commission has met the stakeholders in the Kalangala Parliamentary Woman MP by-election, including top NRM officials, NUP, security agencies and electoral observers. During the meeting, there was a call for a peaceful election.
Let us all work together to achieve a credible exercise in this beautiful district. I call upon the voters to come out early and freely cast their votes.
However, during the harmonization meeting, the stakeholders tasked security agencies to remain neutral on voting day.
Areas are okay. Only 17 boxes, they are having discrepancies. On the paper, the serial numbers that are reading on the paper are different from the serial numbers that are seen on the boxes, the 17 ones, in one sub-county.
One of the issues is about the serials that are not clear in numbers, that are not coordinating vis-a-vis the boxes that they brought. Another issue is about the codes they are using, and even the vehicles that are on ground and they are numberless. Some are covered. So we are working out a mechanism of how we can resort it, how we can resolve this issue.
Discuss this matter with heart length with the leadership of the Uganda Police Force, and it was resolved that the appearance of numberless vehicles during by-elections is not acceptable. It sends a wrong signal of something sinister up the sleeves of the occupants of those vehicles.
The NRM Secretariat officials pledged to comply with the set rules and expressed readiness to participate.
We want to thank the Electoral Commission because today they have called for this meeting where they are going to enlighten us on the do's and don'ts in this election. We are calling for a peaceful election. We are calling upon our colleagues from the opposition and also our own counterparts, our own friends from our own family of NRM. Let's have this a peaceful election. We have had very peaceful campaigns, and so there is no need why we disorganize the election.
That's why we are calling upon each and every person who is here today, coming to conclude the electoral process, should embrace peace, because it is something that is rooted in NRM principles.
But what is exciting is that we have got many new people who have come to us. Yesterday, many of them were drawn, they crossed to NRM. So this election, I'm sure we are going to win it.
Kalangala Parliamentary Woman MP by-election has 5 candidates, the race being tight between the NRM's Aida Nabaiga and NUP's Helen Nampala. Philippa Guta for UBC News in Kalangala.
Matters pertaining to justice now, and the Chief Magistrates Court in Machindye has denied bail to former Kampala Lord Mayor, opposition politician and lawyer Salongo Arias Lukwago, citing concerns that his release could interfere with ongoing investigations, thereby extending his stay on remand at Luzira prison. The highly anticipated ruling, delivered electronically on June 23rd by Chief Magistrate Sarah Ann Basemera, ended days of anxiety among Lukwago's supporters and family.
Lukwago did not appear physically in court for the electronic delivery of the ruling, following a previous tense session marked by heavy deployment of armed security personnel. Lukwago faces charges of misprision of treason contrary to Section 25 of the Penal Code Act. Prosecution alleges that he had prior knowledge of alleged treasonous plots involving retired conductor Chizabe CJ Haj Obed Lutale, Joel Wakaima and Frank Chihiri at Kunda, but deliberately failed to notify state authorities. In her ruling, Chief Magistrate Basemera Sarah found no fault with Lukwago's sureties, noting that they satisfied the substantiality requirements under Direction 15 of the bail guidelines despite objections from the state. However, she held that the gravity of the offense and the incomplete status of investigations outweighed the application. She observed that the alleged acts span nearly 3 years and extend into Kenya and beyond, requiring a cautious judicial approach to avoid interference with inquiries. On Lukwago's medical condition, Basemera acknowledged that Lukwago's ailments are genuine and documented, but ruled that there was no evidence that Luzira prison authorities had denied him medical care or specialized treatment. Lukwago will return to court on June 30th for mention of his case. Crispus Arinitwe reporting for UBC.
Now, the government of Uganda has launched the National Biodiversity Conservation Conference to generate evidence-based solutions to protect Uganda's wildlife resources. It follows habitat degradation and increasing human-wildlife conflict threatening Uganda's biodiversity. Conservation agencies are turning to science and research for solutions. Take a watch.
Uganda's wildlife and natural ecosystems are the backbone for Uganda's tourism industry, accounting for more than 70% revenue. But conservationists warn that climate change, habitat loss, poaching and growing human-wildlife conflicts are threatening the biodiversity. Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Uganda Wildlife Authority and the Uganda Wildlife Research and Training College have launched the National Biodiversity Conservation Conference.
Nature-related tourism products account for over 70% of the revenue that tourism generates, right from gorilla, going to national parks and all the places. We all know that we live currently in a world where climate change is real. It has brought lots of challenges, and as a result of climate change, the habitats change. And when habitats change, the wildlife leave their natural locations and they come migrating to communities, resulting into widespread human-wildlife conflict. So we are here to gather scientists, to bring researchers and bring policymakers so that we are able to conserve the nature.
Scientists, researchers and policymakers discussed practical solutions to conservation challenges.
This is a great opportunity because there are many threats that are inflicting on our biodiversity, our wildlife, and these threats and gaps must be closed by using empirical data and evidence that is picked from research. It's important that we get evidence from the data that the researchers have collected for us to be able to use that empirical evidence and their recommendations for us to be able to solve the problems that we are having that are afflicting biodiversity and wildlife in particular.
Research will address growing human-wildlife conflicts which affect communities living near protected areas.
Human beings, as we are, we depend on wildlife resources. It's very important to make sure that we protect what we thrive on. So as a research institution, we have started the journey. We are doing research in wildlife ecology. We are doing research in invasives, which are really problematic to the national parks currently.
On the overall, environmental changes seem to have affected several ecosystems where invasive plant species and shrinking habitats are forcing wildlife into human settlements.
We need, besides the traditional conservation, we also need to think about the welfare of the animals. So we are beginning to see themes emerging around One Health, which is a new and emerging area.
So, stronger collaboration between government institutions, researchers and local communities will protect Uganda's biodiversity to sustain tourism growth.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando.
omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, enendungu yakusabula mikono tu. Free your fire, free your fire, free your fire.
Makerere Institute for Social Development, a certified institution for higher learning, invites applicants for certificates and diploma courses like accounting and finance, procurement, journalism, tailoring and fashion design, with many other skills-tailored courses.
Our institution is compliant. First of all, it is recognized by National Council for Higher Education. We are certified. The registration number is UBD 187.
Tested and tried since 1995, Makerere Institute for Social Development is your solution when it comes to quality education.
You may apply for January, May, August intakes. Find us along Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite Makerere University Sports Ground. Our tuition is affordable with a state-of-art facilities. Early birds stand a chance to grab themselves bursaries. MISD or Makerere Institute for Social Development, facilitating your career.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312-206-400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
We are the DPF. We protect your money. Protection Fund of Uganda.
There is a new way to keep your breath fresh all day. Introducing Movit All Day Toothpaste, meant to give you powerful night gum defense and teeth whitening. The charcoal flavor gives you deep cleansing and power stain removal, and the herbal delivers natural strength for healthy, confident smiles. Choose Movit All Day Toothpaste and enjoy freshness all day.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. The judiciary has held a court open day at the Law Development Center Court aimed at strengthening public engagement and improving access to justice. The event provided an opportunity for court users to directly interact with judicial officers and raise concerns affecting the justice system. The event, presided over by Chief Registrar Alum Agnes, brought together litigants, judicial officers and stakeholders from the justice, law and order sector to discuss challenges affecting access to justice and explore solutions for improved service delivery.
abasirikale omusirikale omusajja akirizibwa okukwata omukazi n'amucekinga nti oba waliwo ekibuze ng'ekyo tiyeetaaga okucekinga buli wamu amanye kikyoyina.
That listens, serves and resolves. That is what we commit ourselves to do. That is what this court has committed itself to do, and through various ways.
In 2026 to date, the court brought forward a total of 784 cases. We registered 438 cases. We have completed 581 cases. We have a pending of 641 cases, and we have a backlog of 58 cases. That is how we stand in terms of statistics.
The Ministry of Internal Affairs joined the rest of the world in commemorating International Public Service Day through a community outreach initiative by donating to government-aided schools in Kampala with scholastic materials to support learning and sanitary pads to promote menstrual hygiene and help keep girls in school. The national commemoration, scheduled at Kololo Independence Grounds, has been turned into a community-centered approach.
Today is Public Service Day, and I have been the coordinator of this exercise. This exercise is supposed to be celebrated every 23rd June of every year, and it was supposed to start on 13th up to today. This program, or this day, is supposed to be celebrated at Kororo, but because of our current situation in the country, pandemic disease, we have not managed to. We are guided not to celebrate at Kororo. We do it under the ministry, which we have done. And for us, when we start at the ministry, we chose to have a corporate social responsibility, and we decided to have these two schools, Naguru Katari Primary School and Ichitwa Primary School. To help these girls, at least they benefit from our celebrations.
It's so great, it's inspiring to our learners. Whatever we have shared, I know it has given our children enough inspiration and the energy to push as they started to reach the level where they are.
Privileged to celebrate African Public Service Day with the members or colleagues from the Ministry of Internal Affairs. It's a great day that Ichitwa Primary School was chosen. We have benefited a lot of items from the friends from the Ministry of Internal Affairs. They have donated sanitizer to make sure that the school is free from Ebola. They have given us sanitary towels for our girl child. They have also given us soap and scholastic materials, pencils.
The Private Sector Foundation Uganda has called on the government to establish special project implementation tracking mechanisms to achieve the aspirations of the 2026-2027 national budget. Economists believe the national budget allocation is commendable, but emphasize the need for a clear implementation framework to catalyze execution of the government's tenfold growth strategy. We have more in this story.
The Private Sector Foundation Uganda post-budget dialogue brought together economists and stakeholders to analyze how the budget intends to achieve full monetization of the economy through public-private collaboration in agriculture, industrialization, services, digital transformation and market access.
The areas that we think need more help in the ATMS, whereas they are there, we think that there should be more emphasis on private sector support, especially MSMEs in that context. So,
experts are optimistic about the prioritization of the 4 pillars of agro-industrialization, tourism development, mineral development, and science, technology, and innovation, saying these sectors will enhance financial inclusion and economic growth.
The science, technology and innovation, including the creative industry. And for a number of each of those, when you look at next year's budget, government has really been very, very intentional on where it puts resources to ensure that we achieve the tenfold that we would like to see as a country.
There is growing investor confidence in Uganda. Investors are increasingly expressing interest in Uganda's SMEs.
To realize the aspirations of full monetization of the economy, the private sector is urging government to establish implementation tracking mechanisms that will enable timely reviews and assessments of ongoing projects.
And then MDA work plans. We know ministerial policy statements, but how much of this is going to be implemented? And then, of course, measurable outcomes. We actually need a scorecard for every ministry.
We are strengthening the program secretariats to ensure harmonized coordination of program member institutions.
Stakeholders warn that unfavorable tax regimes could undermine the country's budgetary aspirations and slow private sector growth.
Between the 12% excise duty, the 18% VAT, you've talked about the 10% import. In a sector that is price sensitive, it makes it very hard for people, one, to afford
strategies into place that allow businesses to make more profit, not suffocate and close businesses.
There's been efforts on the part of government to ensure that we provide cheap capital for businesses. And maybe what we need to work on is the requirements to access that money.
Government has appropriated at least 4 trillion shillings in the 2026-2027 budget to support the growth of affordable and sustainable businesses through programs such as the Parish Development Model, Emyoga, and the Growth Project, among others. Abdunasele Lubwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
The Deputy Chief Justice of Uganda, Justice Moses Kazibwe Kawumi, has challenged judges of Uganda to improve records of litigants for timely judgment. Justice Kazibwe was speaking during the opening of Court of Appeal sessions from criminal cases in Arua High Court.
To the Deputy Chief Justice, Justice Moses Kazibwe Kawumi, incomplete court records leads to delayed delivery of justice to the litigants.
An appellate court can only decide a case on the record before it. Where records are incomplete, inaccurate, or poorly maintained, justice is delayed for victims, accused persons, and society alike. Let me say, at the Court of Appeal, we've seen this problem over and over.
While disclosing poor records as the major challenge in the Court of Appeal, Justice Kazibwe urged the judges in the high and lower courts to take clear records of the investigations.
You are required to certify these records, meaning you have read and ensured that whatever is there is what took place in the court. We see records with missing pages, we don't see exhibits, we get perturbed. We write letters calling for records, files don't come. Magistrates or registrars, Toroko, where are you? Please, let us do our work.
Representative of the Directorate of Public Prosecutions in West Nile, Muhumuza Richard, identified the manpower gap as a challenge in handling the numerous cases in West Nile sub-region, adding that the sub-region needs operationalization of Nebi and Moyo High Court circuits.
But we are seeing other high courts being operationalized, and those two have not been operationalized. So on behalf of members of the bar here, we appeal to the judiciary that at least one of the circuits is urgently prioritized and operationalized.
Arua City Police Commander Joseph Bongo, on the part of police, cited inadequate manpower as one of the challenges that police faces in expediting investigations into criminal matters.
Others can be attributed to institutional challenges. Police constables who have been undergoing a training at Ikafe, and we are anticipating that police leadership is going to add some manpower to cover the gap.
However, the Deputy Chief Justice disclosed the government efforts in improving manpower.
I heard it in the grapevine. We shall continue pushing for you and for us. Because even us got magistrates who are serving in 3 circuits. But it's a general problem which we shall all try to fight together.
From today, the 23rd of June 2026, the Court of Appeal is sitting in Arua to handle appeals in criminal cases. Joseph Odama, UBC News.
Karamoja sub-region now, where leaders in Karenga district have decried limited access to health services and a poor road network, saying the challenges continue to affect healthcare delivery in the area. The concerns were raised during the commissioning of a newly constructed drugstore at Karenga Health Center 4.
Karenga Health Center 4 is the highest referral health facility in the district, serving a catchment population of about 19,000 people. The facility also provides healthcare services to communities from neighboring Kitgum district, South Sudan and Turkana County in Kenya. District leaders noted that Karenga has only one ambulance serving the entire district, making emergency response difficult, especially in remote areas.
Going from here to Kabong, going from here to Kitgum, and picking patients from these 10 sub-counties is not easy. We pray that it doesn't break down. The moment it breaks, there was a time it broke down for some 2 days. I did use my vehicle even to go and pick some patients.
Access to health services here in Karenga is around 55%, with 45% of the population in difficult areas.
Despite these challenges, health officials say the construction of the new drugstore is expected to improve medicine storage and strengthen health service delivery at the facility.
Just supplies, drugs were being kept in different places where there is space. If there is some space in the health facility, we could keep the drugs and supplies for the district. And some of them were also kept on the other side of the district. At least we are happy that now with this medical store that Quorum has constructed for the district, all the supplies, all the drugs that the district is going to receive are meant to be given out to the health facilities will be kept in this store safely.
Thank you for the support, especially the government of Ireland, that is doing for the whole of Karamoja. Kuam here, working with this project that we have seen.
Kuam for the support in supporting the ambulance to transport these patients. If it was not because of them, I think he would have been registering bad information about it.
The Karenga Resident District Commissioner, Taban Peter, called for timely delivery of medicines to ensure the facility fully benefits from the new infrastructure.
Ours is thank you for what you have done. It is our commitment. You have given us. It's now our commitment to see that this place is well maintained, it is taken care of, it is equipped every time. Besides infrastructure support, Karenga District has also benefited from the training and mentorship of doctors, 7 nurses, 4 midwives and clinical officers under the Health Partnership Program.
Being able to invest here in Karenga is extremely important because we believe that having healthy, productive people all across Karamoja is what's going to boost the future economy and society of Karamoja. So for us it's really important that our investment is resulting, we've got concrete results.
We make sure that they really have a functional district health team. So we are supporting the district health team to supervise the health facilities in the district, to manage their data and health information, and to train the staff so that they know what to do, including how to handle medicines.
A section of applicants who secured jobs through the 2025 graduate recruitment exercise are confident in the transparency and efficiency of the recruitment process by the Public Service Commission. The successful candidates say the process was organized for applicants to track progress. Take a watch.
It's best to apply to a job that is in line with what you're doing and what you've studied, because that is easier for them to shortlist you. That's what I've noticed.
For Susan Esayete, now an information technology officer at the Ministry of Education and Sports, learned about the vacancy through a Uganda Management Institute WhatsApp group before she applied. After applying online and being shortlisted, Susan closely monitored updates on the Public Service Commission website and later received a message inviting her for aptitude tests at Nambole Stadium. Her efforts paid off when she received her appointment later on December 29th, 2025.
And also the are things that you need to also put in more time when you're preparing. Because after I was told about the aptitude test, I would go to different sites and try to read different aptitude exams and try to apply them. And I think that also helped me make it easier for me to attempt the questions that were on aptitude.
Meanwhile, Moses Jimmy Olara, a communication officer at the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, was searching for employment.
Much as it was a job with the government and I knew there would be stiff competition, I felt that I was competent and I would be able to rub shoulders with the other people to compete for this job.
Olara, based in Arua, did the online application process before sitting for aptitude tests.
There are those who have also done applications several times and they have not been successful and they are thinking of giving up. My message is that please, you do not need to give up. You need to keep trying, because I always live on one principle that I would like to share with you, that if it is not God's time, then you cannot force it.
Sax Agaba, an information technology officer at the Ministry of Works and Transport, was impressed by the digitization of the recruitment system.
I applied, submitted my documents, academic documents, which were vetted, and every step of the way I would get feedback from the Commission on how far my interview has gone.
The three officers encourage job seekers to be always prepared.
There is due follow-up that in the fact that also the Commission has put up a window for one to appeal in case they feel they have a grievance or something didn't go right. Public Service Commission offices are open 5 days a week, and they have this professional staff, and the discipline is key. So I encourage you, all Ugandans who have the qualifications, to apply for government jobs through the Public Service Commission.
The head of public service, Lucy Nachobe, urged successful applicants to prioritize service delivery and uphold professionalism in their roles.
The Association of Shaikhats and Hafidats Uganda has called for greater unity among female Islamic scholars and increased participation in government development programs. The call was made during the second annual Shaikhats and Hafidats conference held at the Islamic University in Uganda, Kampala campus, Kivuli, under the theme Unity in Dawah. The conference brought together female Islamic scholars and Quran memorizers from different parts of the country to discuss challenges affecting women in Islamic scholarship and ways of strengthening their contribution to society.
Are you there?
Female Islamic scholars and Quran memorizers from various Muslim institutions at the second annual Shaikhats and Hafidats conference included selected secondary schools. The conference was organized by the Association of Shaikhats and Hafidats Uganda.
Decided to think about you, because now we are having a hope.
The special guest from the Office of the President and Secretary to the Presidential Awards Committee, Hajat Zamina Malole, says the platform strengthens the role of women in Islamic scholarship.
I urge you to continuously do your work without being discouraged. All our members and all the people attending today to continuously embrace some government programs aimed at improving livelihood and welfare of the Ugandans.
The guest of honor, also Dean of the Faculty of Islamic Studies and Arabic Language at the Islamic University in Uganda, Mbale campus, Dr. Hassan Chiyinji, hailed the female scholars for promoting Islamic values.
My last point, I think the patronage of the special guest hinted on it, that we, as I was told, was it the patronage who said, that they don't want to see that a sheikha or a hafida or a girl child cannot complete his or her studies. So my final appeal is that one, that even if we have something small, we can mobilize it into a general fund, however small it may be. However small it may be.
Meanwhile, the patroness of the association, Sheikhat Namakula Radia, highlighted several challenges facing female Islamic scholars.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
We go. Nice.
Crispus Arinitoe, Jamil Sekaja reporting for UBC.
Smile.
Let's take yet another short break, but we'll be returning with the latest in business.
I'm called Awidi Isabella. I'm studying from Villa Maria School of Nursing. I've won a school fees with the MTN Momo. This school fees you win for a full year, which I'm very happy for it. I thank MTN Momo for helping me in paying my school fees.
We've paid all the fees for the year.
Thank you very much, because on Wednesday, the principal told me, look for my man and bring my man. I told her, no, I don't have man, and you have to wait until I get the money. But when I left our office, at 3, they called me that you've won the money from Momo. I said, how does it happen?
As long as you pay school fees using Momo, you stand a chance to win school fees for a year. Dial *165 *80# to win school fees for a year and more.
Digging is good, but I have a wrong way to go. Katoto, do you need money? Bank of Uganda has introduced agriculture credit facility. You can own equipment such as tractors, plows, harrows, irrigation system. Imagine. Katoto poor today, rich tomorrow. Here you go. Vroom, 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 vroom. Go to your nearest bank or call our toll-free line. This message is brought to you by Bank of Uganda.
They share an office. Some work in the day, some at night. What they have in common: focus, dedication. That's what makes them champions. They also share something else: the reward of being one. The official beer of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Not for persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then this is the place for you. My name is Chini Kaji, and welcome to Hotel Le Confidential. With 84 comfortable rooms where you can relax and feel safe. Each room has a lovely view of green vegetation, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and a tasty breakfast.
Children can have fun at our kids water park and our kids play area. You can also enjoy our world-class health club, spa, sauna, gym, boutique, and sky blue swimming pool.
Thank you for choosing Hotel Le Confidential, where every stay is unforgettable. Come and stay in comfort, right at home, today, tomorrow, and always.
Welcome back from that break. Let's have a look now at business news. Uganda has intensified its tourism promotion campaign in Europe with the launch of a major outdoor advertising initiative in Paris, France. The campaign, unveiled by the Uganda Embassy in Paris, will see branded buses showcasing Uganda's tourism attractions across the French capital for the next 2 weeks. Here's our reporter Eddie Olua with more.
Uganda's tourism promotion drive in Europe has received a major boost following the launch of a high-profile outdoor advertising campaign in France. In a bold and highly visible tourism promotion campaign launched by the Uganda Embassy in Paris, 3 buses wrapped in Uganda's tourism branding have begun traversing major routes across the French capital, carrying Uganda's story to millions of residents, tourists and international visitors. One of the buses features a striking full-body display of the mountain gorilla, one of Uganda's most iconic wildlife attractions and a symbol of the country's rich biodiversity.
This is exactly what we are trying to speak to the people through mobility. These buses rotate in over 200 square kilometers every day. So wherever they will be passing, those who have never known about Uganda, they have not seen anything about Uganda, will be in position to view, and we have a QR code behind them.
Through the campaign slogan, Explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, Uganda is inviting European travelers to discover a country blessed with exceptional biodiversity, breathtaking landscapes, rich cultures, and unforgettable adventure experiences.
As a Zimbabwean, I'm very happy to be here because we've got so much in common with Uganda. I'm also here because I want to celebrate what Uganda has to offer to the world, which most countries don't have.
So this is just addition or another dimension of activities that we are doing to make sure that we promote Uganda.
Bearing in mind that Uganda has embarked on a 10-fold growth strategy, and tourism is one of the pillars or the drivers of that strategy. As you know, France is such an important country in Europe, so when you do promotion here, you not only do promotion to the French audience or to the French travel market, but to the wider European market. So this, we feel, is a big opportunity for Uganda.
As one of the world's leading tourism hubs, the French capital attracts millions of international visitors annually and serves as a gateway to European travel markets.
It was so threatening that Uganda was the least known in the whole of East Africa.
The embassy says such initiatives are already yielding results, with the tourist arrivals from France and other accredited countries continuing to grow significantly in recent years. The 2-week tourism drive is designed to increase Uganda's visibility among European travelers and position the country as one of Africa's most exceptional tourism destinations. I'm Ediolwa reporting for UBC TV News here in Paris, France.
Thanks, Olwa, for that story, and what a great initiative there, of course, promoting Uganda's tourism sector. The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development is bridging the gap between education and the labour market through practical workplace training. Under the National Apprenticeship and Graduate Volunteer Program, young people are equipped with hands-on skills, work ethics and professional competencies for employability.
80% of the work is in the back end, the dirty jobs, the cleaning of the toilets.
The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, through the National Apprenticeship Program, has commenced the orientation of the 3rd cohort of apprentices and graduate volunteers aimed at equipping them with essential knowledge on program objectives, workplace ethics and compliance requirements. The National Apprenticeship and Graduate Volunteer Program is an employment-based training initiative designed to address youth unemployment by providing graduates and underemployed youth with structured hands-on workplace experience.
Be adaptable, be flexible, be willing to learn. Yes, learn the culture, blend into their culture, see how they do things. If they all come early, come early.
The program stems from the Uganda National Apprenticeship Framework approved by Cabinet in 2018, which mandated the ministry to spearhead apprenticeship training across key sectors including agriculture, tourism and hospitality, construction, oil and gas and law, among others. This year, 138 apprentices and graduate volunteers have been recruited and oriented under the program with funding from the government of Uganda. According to officials, more than 1,380 young people have so far benefited from the initiative, with many transitioning into gainful employment after completing their placements.
We are looking forward to young people between 18 to 35 years. Many young people are out there and they have no employment opportunities. Many employers are asking our graduates to come with employment. And we are saying, let them have the training on the work. Yes, it's good, but we cannot leave our children to just roam on the streets.
The program has registered unemployment transition and retention rate of about 80%, reflecting its growing contribution to improving youth employability, productivity, and national development.
We have had 80% retention rate in employment. So of the 200 young people who are trained, we retain 80% of those in employment with contracts, decent jobs. And the employers are very happy because you have young people who actually have the skill that is needed to work in the industry.
Beneficiaries shared testimonies on how they joined the program and the positive impact it has had on their careers, while also warning fellow youth against scammers who exploit job seekers with false promises of recruitment.
I didn't expect it. It was a surprise. Many people, think such things are scams. That thought, crossed my mind. But
so I just want to advise, like any person that gets an opportunity of, getting to know about this, to make applications, because when you're making an application at first, it seems like it's not real, but realize with time it's real. The
Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Labour urged the youth to take the apprenticeship opportunity seriously, emphasizing discipline, commitment, and time management, which he noted remains a challenge among young workers. Charity Marion Imnat and Kenneth Tanaba reporting for UBC News.
The salon and beauty industry is set for a major boost after the government announced plans to provide 100 million shillings to each salon circle to support business growth and development. The funding will empower beauty entrepreneurs and create employment opportunities, help salon owners expand their operations, and improve service delivery. Industry players have described the initiative as a timely intervention.
We are calling upon hairdressers and tailors to come online and we work together so that we can benefit from the SACCO money that was given to us by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. He pledged 1 billion per SACCO of 50 members, whereby we shall be getting loans in our circles.
We are here, we are on a countrywide tour as the Federation of Uganda Salons. Tuli mukutambula mu bitundu bya districts za Uganda zonna 141 districts. Tuli ku njiri eya Bamuzigo at 3,000. Bamuzigo at 3,000 is an initiative coordinated by Federation of Uganda Salons in partnership with NSSF and Wonders, whereby after the President's launch of the Federation of Uganda Salons, he pledged 85 billion to be invested in the 850 circles for these members. So we are moving district per district. We started with the Busoga region, moving but making sure that members who are registered in these circles, they open up personal accounts with the NSSF. The NSSF accounts they are opening up is not like the other NSSF accounts of these members who work with the organization or government. It is called Smart Life account, whereby a member of a circle will be saving 3,000 for 1 year. 3,000 every week for 1 year. After 1 year, this person's account is open to start enjoying the benefits of his account.
Sports news now, and the National Water and Sewerage Corporation has launched a 14 billion shillings emergency water supply project in Hoima City to address rising water demand and support Uganda's preparations for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON.
Speaking during the contract signing ceremony, National Water and Sewage Corporation Managing Director Dr. Engineer Silva Mgisha said the project is aimed at improving water quality, increasing supply reliability, and supporting Hoima's rapid growth as Uganda's oil and gas hub.
Looking beyond the immediate intervention, government
through the Ministry of Water and Environment and National Water are currently finalizing designs for Hoima 3 water supply system, a transformative investment that will substantially increase water production, transmission and storage capacity to meet the medium and long-term water requirements of Hoima City and greater metropolitan area.
Dr. Mugisha says the project forms part of the Hoima 2 water supply system, which is intended to boost the existing network strained by population growth, urbanization, industrial expansion, and increased commercial activity.
So for this one, the project cost and funding, the project is valued at 14.24 billion and is jointly funded by Government of Uganda and the National Water and Sewage Corporation. The duration of the project is 8 months, so we should be able to be in time for AFCON. Mr. Contractor, 8 months. 8 months. If you must deviate, do it in less than 8 months, but not more. So it has to be 8 months or less.
The project will be implemented by Zonga Overseas Construction Engineering Company Limited and is expected to be completed within 8 months.
The project will increase water production capacity of Hoima City. It will improve reliability and quality of water supply. It will reduce water shortages currently experienced in parts of the city. It will support urban growth, industrialization and commercial development. It will enhance public health through improved access to safe drinking water. It will strengthen preparedness for AFCON 2027 and other national development initiatives. It will improve resilience of the region's water supply system against future demand pressures, and it will also support sustainable development of Uganda's oil and gas region.
For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Thanks, Kaya, and that story brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for having kept us company. I'm Rukidi Kiijjanangoma, wishing you a blessed night. But please do not go away, because here on UBC TV later on at 11 p.m. we're going to broadcast for you the match, the FIFA World Cup 2026 match between England and Ghana, and of course we shall be having a pre-match analysis with Ruben Mpima Chibirango, who has got a host of analysts in the auditorium tonight. Thank you so much for having kept us company. Good night and see you tomorrow.